The Fiji Islands, a tropical paradise, 3,500 years old. Its world, a kaleidoscope. Exquisite combinations of colours and forms that nature gifts at every turn. Fascinating tapestry of history and tradition woven into everyday life. Beautiful people who capture hearts with their gentle charm and joy for life. Peace that overtakes all. But there is a fire that burns below the peace. Question is, has anyone cared to see it? A strange situation exists, where tourists from all over the world fly into Nandi International Airport to rejuvenate on Fiji's white sand beaches, even as its own citizens fly out for life-saving medical care. Where players from the Olympic-winning rugby team who placed Fiji on the world map prefer to have their injuries fixed outside home. A strange situation that was noticed by Dr. Prithvi Mohandas, Managing Director, Yacht International, on his very first visit.
I knew that there was a country called Fiji, so I had no idea where Fiji was. And I found how difficult it was to get here. I realized if there are patients from here traveling 20 hours for treatment, there's definitely something wrong, and definitely something needs to change.
Fortunately for Fiji, Dr. Prithvi's concerns were shared by certain influential Fijian businesses. Mr. Avi Raju, a successful Fijian entrepreneur with business interests across the world, and BSP Life, the #1 insurance company which has been in Fiji for over 20 years. The next 22 months saw hectic discussions resulting in a BSP buyout of the only private hospital in Fiji, followed by the launch of Miot Pacific Hospitals.
The whole concept for Miot is not to just reinvent the wheel. For us, our aim was to take healthcare where healthcare was required. And the challenge in Fiji is that Fiji needs world-class healthcare at an affordable and accessible price. When I came to Fiji, I found that the people were hospitable. The whole scenario had an aura of welcoming. And when I came to the private hospital in existence in Suva, it already had so many features to start a new venture. And our partner, Bank of South Pacific, seemed to be the ideal entity for us to join with and embark on a new venture.
For Mr. Avi Raju, the answer was fairly simple.
I knew from the start that choosing the right partner was going to be the key. World-class quality and commitment were equally important. And I found it with Miot International and Dr. Prithvi Mohandas.
We looked globally for an operator to partner with us. With Miot, it wasn't only about they were experts in hospital ownership, hospital management, but what drew us to Miot was more to do with their approach to healthcare, the genuineness, and they're fairly down to earth, very approachable. We are in a service industry, and we saw in Miot that they had an approach that really cared for their patients and ensuring that the clinical outcomes were satisfactory. That confirmed our decision to go with Miot.
At the formal launch on January the 18th, 2017, the agenda was clearly laid down by Dr. Prithvi Mohandas.
The present facility needs upgrading. We are going to give you what India does not have. We are going to give you the diagnostic capability which is probably better than Australia and New Zealand. We are going to give you the specialists from our postgrad medical training in our hospital, of which there are 15 such programs, who can treat anyone and everyone in-house. The point of contact will be a specialist. The treatment will be top down. That's our aim, and I hope we achieve it.
It was agreed that in 9 short months, Myote Pacific Hospitals would launch advanced cardiac care as its first end-to-end speciality. A task that would involve huge infrastructural and organizational challenges, but more critical would be the melding of 2 work cultures. And thus began a 9-month odyssey which saw 65 professionals from Myote International, including specialists, nurses, technicians and engineers, make the 7,000-mile journey across the Pacific Ocean.
I just can't express how relieved I am that we could bring these super specialized services on board. Because we have had teams that come into other hospitals, they come, they do the job, they go, and then there's a gap between 6 months before the next one comes. Whereas here, it's an ongoing service. It's been a long time.
Patients were also happy with the quality of specialists and the services they could now access, even in non-critical areas.
At first I thought that Myote will be just providing specialist services. I talked to Dr. Prithvi Mohandas about medical condition that I had. So he advised me that there's surgeons with Dr. Karthik Maruthachalam. Once I had my consultation with him, I was confident that I can get my treatment done at Myote. Because before that I was planning to get my treatment done in Melbourne. The surgeons in Fiji, I was not sure if or confident that they would be able to do the operation for me. I was so happy with the service and everybody was caring. I would definitely recommend Myote to my friends and families if they want to get consultations and treatment done.
The changeover also saw staff from Myote Pacific Hospital Fiji going to Myote International Chennai for familiarization and training.
My experience in terms of getting patients into specialist care, there's always a stop, start, stop, start. In Chennai, I saw it's so clearly defined. I was impressed how people were never turned down. They were always sort of catered for. It's a big hospital, but things just sort of, it was like an orchestra that was well organized. Yeah.
Meanwhile, the basement below was undergoing a complete makeover. It was being redesigned into a state-of-the-art emergency and interventional cardiology unit, which would house some of the world's latest cardiac equipment. Architects, engineers and medical technologists worked day and night to get the unit ready.
To us, it was a very new experience. Getting all the equipments, getting the human personnel, getting the project completed in 9 months, all the regulatory requirements. It was such an experience for us. But together, we did it successfully. Fiji can now say that truly we now have a world-class medical facility.
On October the 25th, 2017, one of the most advanced emergency and interventional cardiac units in the world was inaugurated by Fiji's Minister for Health and Medical Services.
And of course, the opening of this unit, ladies and gentlemen, represents a major enhancement to the range, sophistication and quality of services that are now available for our Fijian people at Myote Pacific here in Suva. Since entering our local market here in Fiji less than a year ago, Myote has made significant investments and brought about remarkable changes at what is now undoubtedly our country's leading private healthcare facility and for the Pacific as well.
The launch has also reinforced confidence among the partners.
We moved quite quickly in the first 9 months. We've seen since we opened in October great or large numbers of influx of patients that came in and made use of the facilities. No doubt they have actually, or our facilities have actually changed the landscape of healthcare services here in Fiji.
The installation of the new facility has drawn patients from all parts of Fiji and the Pacific Islands. The 491 CT scans, 86 angiograms and 17 angioplasties performed in the very short time of 6 weeks is a record for a medical center in any part of the world.
This Myote hospital, they have spent millions of dollars here
And then with that, we have diagnosed a lot of patients in 6 weeks who were really would have had heart attack. From that time when there was no investigation, it was only clinical assessment, and now we have every facility here. See the difference. Life. This country has received not only the latest equipment, but along with that, the specialist. Like Dr. Satish, he is a magician. He puts the cannula and the catheter in 2 minutes, you get whole film there. Anesthetist, Dr. Raj, Dr. Rajiv, and Dr. Francis is a radiologist. This has made the difference here.
Miot brand is something that is beginning to be recognized in Fiji as a brand that offers quality. So this is really the first time that you've had a Indian hospital that has come in and set up, and I think it's actually changing people's views quite a lot about the type of medical services that are available in India. There's sometimes been a perception that perhaps, the services available in India are behind or lagging behind what's available in Australia or New Zealand. But I think that people are now beginning to see from the specialists that are coming in and from the services that are being offered that the services are world class.
The launch has also created excitement and pride internally at Miot Pacific. The clear leapfrogging of capabilities within the hospital has the staff looking forward to the next upgrade and a bright future.
There's such enthusiasm that's very infectious when you mingle with Miot International. They open up the world for you, and you basically feel, how high the mountain will climb it. Dr. Prithvi, he's a whole emblem of hope. When just seeing him come on site, it's given us that temperament, I must say, that things can be done. We can bring the high-end Medicare that we've been searching for to the people of Fiji, the Pacific, internationally. We can be the hub of excellence in terms of medical care. He portrays excellence, hope and excellence. So, just working alongside him is encouraging. And, his demeanor pushes us to go beyond our limits and basically try and excel in whatever we do.
Within 10 short months of setting up MPH, I can see and hear about the difference it is making to the lives of my fellow Fijians. But this is just the beginning, and along with Dr. Prithvi, I hope to take the benefits of modern healthcare to all of Fiji.
Our goal in 18 months' time is to become a 150-bed unit. Our goal in 3 years' time is to become a 300-bed unit. Our goal is to provide postgraduate medical education so that the service is run completely by local specialists for your patients at the best possible price, the best possible care.
Change lives on the horizon. Believe in it, strive for it, and change will come.